All right, we're going to show how to add a needle to the Leatherman Signal. Where it's going to end up being is under this. So if you pop this off, you can see right there that there is a needle sticking out, and voila, I have a needle already in here. You can see it's shorter than that. Can't get a full needle, and we'll go over how to do that. All right, first, what you need. Obviously, you need your Leatherman Signal. Most importantly, you need the sharpener piece, which is where it's going to go. Then you need a needle. I've got here a tapestry needle because I like the big head. I think while you're out on trail, if you actually need to use this, and let's say you're taking the filaments from the inside of survivor cord, you're going to want a big head to try and get that done. So that's the one I've got there. It's about a 1 3/4 inch needle. You can see here we're going to cut it down. This is the finished product. That's the starting product. And once we cut it down, we're probably going to want to sharpen that. And so that's what the sharpening stone is for. We might use the pen just to mark off the needle. And then obviously you need a ruler to measure what you're doing. All right, so as you can see here, this one I've already did is just under 1 inch. It looks like it's 1/32 under 1 inch. I think I actually measured it in centimeters when I did it last time, so it was 2.5 if I recall correctly. So either way, 31/32 of 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters is just fine. Oops, we're going to want to measure it this way, of course, because we want to keep the head on there, keep the eye. So this is going to want to be cut right above this marker. I'll mark it just to the side of 1 inch. All right. To cut it, we can actually use our Leatherman Signal. So we can use the wire cutters here. Now the part that you're going to lose will go flying, so we should try and be cautious here. So let's just rethink about where we put the mark. We put the mark just to the left, so the mark should end up coming off. So we should cut just to the left of the mark, or closer to the eye than the mark. So let's go here and try and line that up. I'm going to get it snug, and then we'll check the other side to make sure we've got a good position. Looks pretty good. Let's see if I can avoid having the other end of the needle shoot across the room. And I did not avoid that. But here is the piece that we'll use as a needle. Let's see if I got the distance right, the length right. Yeah, pretty much the same. All right, once you have your needle, it's just going to be the end is just going to be cylindrical. Just get a sharpening stone. I've just used this regular knife sharpening stone, and then just go at it to get it done. It's going to take a little while. So I might not have you sit here and watch the whole thing, but once you've gotten one side sort of flat, and let's just, for argument's sake, let's say it is, you can see I've started to get some bevel there. Flip over and do the other side, and now you can sort of have a wedge, and then you can rotate 90 degrees, do the quarters, and just sort of smooth that out more and more over time. Once you've gotten your stubby needle down to as sharp as you need it to be, you can then go ahead and just tuck it under here. So you take the bottom side of the sharpener, and then if you look down sort of on an angle, you can see there's a little gap in there underneath. Tuck it in that gap. You'll see the plastic piece pops up a little bit. I haven't ever had that break or anything, but I suppose you could. So just if it looks like it's going to break, you might have put it in there too long. If you cut it to about this length, this flat edge will actually hold the head right in, and then you can push it down, and you can see that you now have the eye of the needle looking right up at you. Once you've got that, you can then affix it back to your Leatherman. It pops up a little bit more than it would otherwise, because you see how this plastic is now popping out a little bit, but I haven't seen any issues from it. So, I mean, if I didn't tell you it was popping out, you might not even notice. It's barely noticeable. You can push it down a little bit. It has a little give. But now you've got a small needle under there. If you ever were to use this needle, it's so short and stubby, you know, it might help to actually, you know, work it with these pliers here, you know, sort of get the leverage, get the push and go in. And this makes a great supplement to the sewing kit I already have in my Leatherman sheath kit, which I will link below.